So you want to become a property developer? Well, here are the key 5 elements that you need to learn to become a property developer and start your journey. But first, a quick introduction to myself. My name's Tom Hoskin and I own Build Your Future, a property development and consultancy company. I started my career 8 years ago, helping SME developers in finding new build ground up opportunities. I then transitioned and assisted housing associations finding 100% affordable housing schemes, and also working in the supported living sector as well, so individuals with vulnerable needs such as mental health and autism. After that, I then went and worked at the largest house builder in the UK, where they're delivering around 20,000 houses each and every year. And I worked in the land team there. So I worked on projects from 50, 100 units all the way up to 3,400 units, large urban extensions. So really exciting times, really exciting projects. And I'm now focusing on doing my own developments myself. The most recent of which being a 4 new build development scheme. So from small, medium and large developments, I have the knowledge that I hope that I can share with you guys. So the 5 key elements that we're going to consider today is 1, land sourcing and deal structure, 2, planning, 3, funding, 4, build, and then 5, exit and sale. Step 1, finding land. When it comes to finding land, I'm definitely going to be biased. After working in land teams for the last 8 years, it's something that I love doing, love talking about. Finding opportunities, structuring the deal, getting that deal over the line. The thrill of the deal is definitely one of the best things when it comes to property development. So when we talk about finding land, we talk about a few different categories that I'm going to go through now. First, we've got immediate land and strategic land. So immediate land are sites with planning permission in place already. So let's take a site, for example, for 5 houses. Well, planning permission has already been achieved for those 5 houses. Usually it will tell you the unit types. So are they semi-detached? Are they detached? What are the bedrooms? Is it a 2-bed, 3-bed, 4-bed, for example? And then the size of the units as well. Are they 800 square feet? Are they 3,000 square feet? Or anywhere else in between? So when you have a site that's immediate, so already has planning permission already, then it makes life a lot easier because a lot of the due diligence has been done for you. And so now when it comes to doing your appraisal, a lot of the hard work, a lot of the reports, such as a ground investigation report, has been done. So now when it comes to doing evaluation, it's a lot easier. On the flip side, you've got strategic sites. So these are sites usually on the edge of settlement boundaries, and these are going to take 5 to 10 years to get planning permission and start to build out. So they're the longer term strategic sites. Then we've also got off market and on market opportunities. So on market are what the name says on the tin. So these are sites that are already on the market being actively marketed by commercial agents that you can find on Rightmoves, your Zooplas, etc. Now, the more exciting one is the off-market opportunity. So these are D2V, direct to vendor, and you can find these opportunities by using mapping software like Landstack. This brings us on to the channel sponsor, Landstack. Now, if you're serious about getting into property development, then Landstack is the mapping tool software to help you find off-market deals today. So this is something that I pretty much do every day, and finding opportunities, speaking to landowners, trying to structure these deals. Now, off-market opportunities are going to be your best in terms of most profitable deals, because sites that are already on the market, you're obviously going to be competing with a lot of other people, and sites that are immediate, so already have planning permission, again, the owner's already taken the planning risk and already done a lot of the work, so they're going to be wanting a premium for that site. So if you can find small, simple sites that are off market, do the planning permission yourself, not only do you get the planning uplift, but you're able to negotiate with the landowner directly to try and get the best deal. 2, planning. Now this is where the real value add can be made, worth millions of pounds. You're taking an old site, perhaps a disused car park, an old warehouse, or perhaps some grassland with nothing going on. And then by adding planning permission, you can take a site worth £50,000 to millions of pounds, depending on what you get on it. Now we're going to be focusing on 2 different types of planning permissions. You've got the full planning and the outline planning. So the full planning, again, does what it says in the tin. You've put all the reports together, you've got all the information, and you've got full planning. And full planning essentially means that you have all the documentation. So for instance, let's say it's a small site of 5 units. You've got the land, you've got the 5 units, you've got the layout there, you've got the types of units. Are they detached? Are they semi-detached? Are they 2 beds, 3 beds, 4 beds? Are they 800 square feet? Are they 1,500 square feet? You've got all the information. So when it comes to doing the build, you can put together a comprehensive analysis because you have all the accurate information. Then when it comes to outline planning permission, this is a cheaper option. Here you have 5 key elements: access, appearance, layout, scale, and landscaping. So what you could do is, if you're looking to do the development yourself, is you might do the 4 key elements and leave out landscaping, as this won't have a detrimental impact on your site valuation. As long as you've got the key elements, i.e. the access, how you can access the site, the appearance, the layout, and also the scale of these unit types, you're able to do a far more comprehensive analysis. Now, if you're looking to simply try and get outline planning permission and sell it on, which I see some people do, you might just want to get access. So here you can take it to a developer and say, in principle, we have access for this site. Now, what you want to do with it is up to you. Do you want to put on mansions? Do you want to put on an apartment block? What you need to do to try and do your valuation is up to you. But you've already got the access in place, so in principle they're happy for development to take place there. Now you're just essentially offering that risk up to other developers to then figure out what they want to put on there to maximize their GDV. Step 3, funding. So you've found the site, you've obtained planning permission, and now you want to fund the deal. There are 2 typical ways of doing this. One is through private investment, and the other from your main banking development finance. When it comes to development finance, you can typically arrange 70% of the gross development value. Now you can enhance this by building equity in the deal by enhancing the gross development value through better planning permission. Now, if there is a shortfall in that finance, then you can get a private investor. It's just important to note that both parties involved are aware, as the senior debt, the banking finance, will often take a first charge on that development, with the private investor needing to take a second charge. Now, the other option is the private investor funds the whole deal. So they'll fund the purchase and the development of the whole deal, with you guys structuring the deal either as a JV partnership with a 50-50 profit share split, or they'll get a certain return on their cash invested. Step 4, the build. When it comes to the build, you now have 2 different options. If it's your first site, you might want to partner up with a local contractor or a local developer that might be able to build out the site at a reduced cost, and then you guys split the profits 50-50. On the flip side, you might want to take the site out to tender and take it out to a range of contractors who will be able to price up the scheme as accurately as possible. Here you'll need a list of comprehensive reports so they can accurately price up the scheme for you. Here they then provide things such as a schedule of works, allowing you to understand the timescales of the development too. Now here, once you decide on your contractor, they will then become your main contractor and enter into a JCT contract. Step 5, sell and exit. Now this is where the fun begins. You've found the site, you've obtained the planning permission, you've done the funding, and you've completed the build. Now this is where the money starts to come in. Now there's a few different ways of structuring this, but the most common of which is what most new build developers do, and this is the process of selling off plan. Now this is the process where the new build developer will build a nice fancy show home to attract customers, attract clients, and then this allows the sales rep to not only try and sell them on the look and the feel of the show home, but the overall development and also the other unit types, the 2, 3 and 4 bed houses as well. Now the benefit of this to developer is that they can then start to see what are the most popular unit types in that area, and then they can focus on building these ones that are selling well, which assists them in managing their cash flow. So when it comes to smaller developments, this is exactly what you want to try and do as well. Create some incredible looking CGIs and try and engage the local community. Speak to local agents, join local Facebook groups, and try and drum up as much interest as you can, and try and grow a newsletter. So then when it comes to launch day, you already have a list of contacts that you can reach out to try and drive these sales. Alternatively, you might want to sell some of the houses and use that profit as equity in your other homes, which you can then retain as long-term buy-to-let rentals. Equally, you might have the capacity to refinance the whole development, which will allow you to refinance onto a buy-to-let mortgage, paying off your development finance. This will then allow you to hold onto the units for long-term rental growth and capital appreciation. Hi guys, thanks for watching. Now if you want to know the 7 secrets on how to find the best property development deals, click the link around here.